Today we're going to look at dividing fractions by whole numbers and whole numbers by fractions. So first, let's just kind of review division. So if I have 6 cupcakes and I want to share them equally with a friend, how many cupcakes will each of us receive? So it's 6 cupcakes, share equally with a friend. So then you're going to go through and do it. And I'm 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So I've got my 2 groups. And so I split them up as many as I can. So 3 would go in each group. And then check it by multiplication. 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, so if you look at your vocabulary, I've got remember your dividends, which goes inside the total number that's going to be divided. It's going to be divided by the divisor, like how many number of apples would be in a group. And then it equals your quotient. So how many numbers of apples would each friend get? It would be 3 friends. Okay, so your quotient's your answer. So the first one we have, it says 3 students shared 2/3 of a cake equally. So what fraction of the cake did each student receive? So 3 students shared 2/3 equally. So the question wants to know each student receive. So we're going to go 2/3 divided by 3. Oops, sorry. So what you have is that you have, I'm going to take 2/3 of something, and I'm going to use a rectangle to show my 2/3. Okay, so I've got 1/3 and 2/3. And I'm dividing that by 3. So I'm going to take and split that. Okay, so then each of the 3 gets 2/3. So they would get, so here's 1 person. Here's for 2. And here is for the 3rd. So each of them is going to get 2. And but so for if you look and count them all, it's not 2 out of 3 anymore because I took the 2/3 and I had to split that into by 3 for 3 people to share. So if I count them, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So it's going to be out of 9. And then there is that they're going to each get how much that is. That 2/3 would be 2/9. So 2/3 divided by 3 would be 2/9. Okay. The next one, if I'm going to divide a whole number by a fraction, so how many? If I want to know how many groups of a half are in 6 wholes, so you're going to take it. So you've got your 6 wholes right here. We're going to take and we're going to split those into halves. So I've got 1 half, 2 halves, 3 halves, 4 halves, 5 halves, 6 halves, 7 halves, 8 halves, 9 halves, 10 halves, 11 halves, and 12 halves. So if I divide 6 into halves, then I have a total of 12 halves. So 6 divided by a half equals 12. Okay, now let's look at pizzas. So I have 5 pizzas. I am going to share my pizzas with some friends. If I give each friend 1/3 of a pizza, then how many friends will get pizza? So I have 5 pizzas. Give each 1/3. So I know friends will get pizza. So you can take each of your pizzas and divide it into thirds. Of course, we got to pretend like I'm a perfect drawer and that these are all equal thirds. Okay, so each of those are going to thirds. And so if I would count how many thirds that I would have for each, so how many thirds are in 5 wholes? So there are 15 thirds in 5 wholes. So including myself, I would be able to, me and 14 friends would be able to share the pizza. Because there's a total of 15 thirds. All right. So here are some for you to go and do. I've drawn some pictures to kind of help you set up, to kind of think about it. So if you need to go back and look at the examples to help figure it out, go ahead and do so. Okay, so you've got over here, we've got 1/2 divided by 4. So think about it. Here is half of your pitcher, and it's got it divided down there. It's into its 4 sections. Then over here, you've got 3 divided by 1/3. So here are your 3 pieces, and you want to divide those into thirds. Okay, bring in these 2 problems solved tomorrow with pictures as best you can. If you are still don't get it, don't worry about it. We'll go over it tomorrow. So be sure that you write me a couple questions that you might have about this, just so I can make sure we kind of have an idea of see where exactly you're confused with. Remember, don't worry, we'll go over it again tomorrow. All right. See y'all tomorrow.